Hello, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss the best diet when it comes to recover from hypothalamic amenorrhea. There are a couple of things that I would like to say before I dive into this super incredibly interesting topic. Is that all the information that I'm going to share today, they are for education and really engagement only. So make sure that you don't disregard what your medical provider or the professionals that you're working with is telling you to do, and simply listen to this video and take it with a grain of salt and really focus on the tips that you have been provided by someone that is following you very closely. If you're also looking for some guidance or a simple plan, a generic plan that contains a plan, a snack cheat sheet, and some recipes that are hormonal friendly, just make sure that you click on the link below and you download my ebook, How to Get the Period Back and Support Your Fertility. And if you are interested in getting professional guidance, if you're craving support, if you're craving community, if you're craving from proven steps that you can follow to get your period back, ovulate every single month, and get pregnant, just make sure that you book a free discovery call with me so that we can understand if we are a match made in heaven and we can make things happen to you. And last but not least, just make sure that you click and subscribe to this channel, because every single week I'm posting free and wonderful resources, so I don't want you to miss out. Having said that, I really would like to jump on the topic for today and discuss the 5 elements that must be included for the best diet to recover from hypothalamic amenorrhea. First and foremost, we need to discuss calories and energy, okay? So your diet has to have an adequate caloric intake. Many cases of hypothalamic amenorrhea are linked to low energy availability, and that's often due to insufficient caloric intake relative to energy expenditure. So it doesn't matter where the energy expenditure is coming from. It can be very well, it can very well be that you are nurturing an injury, that you are postpartum, that you're sleep deprived, that you just accepted a promotion and you're working incredible hours, that you're overtraining or training daily, or that you're not eating enough. But it's really essential to ensure that you're consuming enough calories to support your body needs, including the energy for metabolic processes and hormone production. At the moment, your body is just prioritizing things like your heart beating and your lungs functioning, but it doesn't have enough energy to switch on the beautiful communications between your brain in the hypothalamus, thyroid, adrenal glands, and ovaries. So if you really want to make that happen, let's aim for a balanced diet, whatever balance means nowadays, that includes a variety of nutrient-dense food. And we're going to get into details in a few minutes. But first of all, make sure that you understand where the energy expenditure is coming from, and also make sure that you understand if your energy intake is sufficient for the day and for the week and for the months ahead, okay? If you don't want to guess, if you don't want to do it on your own, if you don't want to rely on trackers, if you don't want to count numbers, that's where people like me, professionals like me, come in and can really help you, and not only to shift your mentality, but can provide you information on how to eat at what time of the day, which type of foods are going to be helpful to get the period back as soon as possible. Not only one period, but regular pain-free periods. Step number 2, when it comes to the best diet to recover from hypothalamic amenorrhea, is to include healthy fats. Lots of people are talking about carbohydrates more than anything else, but fats are extremely important. And I'm not mentioning a keto diet or a paleo diet or a carnivore diet or any diets that you have may heard on the internet. I'm simply inviting you to include foods that come from the planet Earth. So healthy fats such as avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish like wild-caught salmon. And make sure that you include them every single day, not only once a week. Healthy fats are important for hormone production, but also for the overall hormonal balance, and also for the production of melatonin and for energy as well. Also, healthy fats are needed to make sure that vitamin D is utilized in the liver. So always make sure that you get your healthy fats in your meal. Third steps that I would like to consider is aiming to welcome complex carbohydrates and an adequate protein amount each and every day. So complex carbohydrates provide sustained energy and support stable blood sugar levels. Once again, I am here just to make sure not only that you get one period, but regular periods, regular pain-free periods. And if you want to become a mom, or if you're in the postpartum phase, or if you just had a baby, or if you're pregnant, I really want your blood sugar levels to be as stable as possible for sustained energy, so that you can perform better at work, you can perform better in business, you can perform better in your life, and so that you can also have a sex drive and some energy left at the end of the day. So I have nothing against pizza, donuts, ice cream, and all those yummy foods. There is absolutely plenty of space for all of those. But when I say include complex carbohydrates, always aim for 70% of the carbohydrates that you eat each and every day, to make sure that they are those complex carbohydrates such as quinoa, brown rice, oats, legumes, fruits, and veggies. Something else that is not really spoken about is getting enough protein into your diet. So protein are there to support the tissue repair and also for hormone production, including lean protein such as poultry, fish, tofu, tempeh, legumes, eggs, and dairy products, if tolerated, can be very helpful. And it doesn't really matter if you're a vegetarian, vegan, or if you're an omnivore or a carnivore. It's important for all of you to include enough proteins in your day-to-day diet. How many proteins do you need? I normally use a formula. The basic are 0.8 grams of protein per kilo of body weight, but that's definitely not sufficient for most women. I normally aim for 1.3 to 1.5 kilograms grams of proteins per kilo of body weight. If you're working with pounds, it's approximately 1 gram of protein per pound, up to 120 pounds, let's say. And that's just to give you an idea. But if you want to find specifics in terms of how many proteins are included inside the specific food, or how many proteins you should eat each and every day, and why proteins are important, just make sure that you download my book, How to Get the Period Back and Support Your Fertility. So then you can have a look at what it takes to get to the right number. And if you're craving support from a nutrition and dietetic clinician like I am, and if you really don't like to a guest job and you don't want to track calories or numbers on your own, just make sure that you book in a call with me, and we're going to sit down together, have a look at what you're eating day in and day out, and then we're going to make the right adjustments so that you can reach your goals in a very short time period. Something else that I would like to mention, that it's absolutely important in the best diets to recover from hypothalamic amenorrhea, is to include nutrient-dense food as much as possible. So if there is one thing that you're going to take away from this video, is to focus on nutrient-dense foods that provide essential vitamins and minerals that are necessary for hormone regulation and overall health. Most of these vitamins and minerals are included in fruits, veggies, leafy green, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Some of them, they're going to be very difficult to get from foods, and you may need to take the right supplements. So once again, what are the right nutrient-dense food for your situation? What are the right supplements? It's really hard to say, because each and every woman is very different, and you may be listening to this video and be 18 and suffering from disordered behaviors around food, or you may be 42 and overtraining and training every single day. So the needs for proteins and nutrient-dense foods and supplements are going to be really different in one case or the other. So I always recommend you to work with a professional that knows your story, that knows your background, and knows exactly how to take you to the next level. One last thing that I would like to mention is to stay hydrated. Hydration is absolutely important. And when I say hydration, I'm not talking about caffeine. And it's really important to drink plenty of water throughout the day. And proper hydration is important for overall energy and also to support hormonal regulation. I think that as women nowadays, we are so completely dehydrated, and we live off tea and coffee most of the time. So always make sure to get enough water inside of you. How much do you need? 33 millimeters per kilos of body weight. That's the formula. And then always add at least 500 mils if you exercise, if it's hot, if you sweat, or add at least 700 mils or 750 mils if you're breastfeeding on top of them. Also, something else that I would like to mention is to welcome the foods that really allow you to thrive and make you happy. So you may have heard it somewhere that you need to eat 2,500 calories every single day, that you need to welcome junk food, that you need to welcome all the fun foods just to make sure that you recover properly. And even though I accept this theory, also would like to mention that sometimes 2,500 calories, they're not enough, or they can be even too much for some people. There is no need to get to that level, or they may need to actually double that amount. So once again, work with your specific situation, not with someone else's situation. And then secondly, it's absolutely important to welcome all foods. All foods are relevant and they need to be included. And I don't like to call them junk food. I like to call them fun food. But especially if you are looking to have pain-free periods and to have regular ovulation. And if you have the idea of having a baby one day, I also want to make sure that you manage to stabilize your blood sugar levels, that you're supporting your mental health, that you're sleeping correctly, and that you have plenty of vitality and energy throughout the day. And in order to do so, we also need to include all those beautiful foods that come from planet Earth, those foods that allow you to perform well in your day-to-day life, in your job, and in your training. So once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Just make sure that you subscribe to see my video next week. And if you would like to download my ebook, or if you would like to book in a call with me, just make sure that you click on the link below. Thanks for now, and I see you next time.